Shockwave.
Yes, people, welcome back to the Knots Cave. It's been absolutely ages since I've sat down with you to talk about a video game. Sadly, I'm still recovering from the surgery I had in December, but I'm well enough now to sit in a chair, play a game, and talk about it. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. The game in question is a port of the fantastic 1995 32-bit release, Wipeout. Wipeout on the PlayStation was a massive hit with clubbers and gamers alike, with its pumping soundtrack and slick visuals. And a year later, when the game released on Sega Saturn, we had cut down visuals, a slower frame rate, and sadly it was missing some of that crucial Sony music. However, to make up for that, the Sega Saturn version did have some extra music from cold storage. But enough about the 32-bit ports. Today, we're here to talk about the port of Wipeout for the Sega Dreamcast. This unofficial port of Wipeout was done by J.N. Martin 84, the very same person that brought us Doom 64 to the Dreamcast only a few months ago, and it's definitely a game I'll be covering in a future video. The Dreamcast homebrew scene is absolutely booming at the minute, with the likes of Grand Theft Auto 3, Grand Theft Auto Vice City, and even Doom 64 being ported to the system in recent months. And now we have a port of Wipeout, and this is possibly the best version of Wipeout I've ever played. The game is pretty much feature complete, and it has all the tracks, all the cars, and all the music from the original PlayStation version of the game. And one of the features I really do enjoy is the fact that we can now unlock the Rapier class and bonus tracks just by clicking a few options in the menu. Speaking of options, we've got plenty of video options to choose from before we start our game. We can change the scaling of the UI and the internal view roll of the car. We can show the frames per second so you can get that tweaking perfectly down to the exact balance that you want. We can play with the render distance, the distance fade, which is a little similar to what you got on Sonic R on the Sega Saturn, where the scenery fades in from transparent to opaque. You can also choose between shaders from the PlayStation and PC version of the game and turn the texture filtering on and off. So you can tweak to your heart's content to get the performance you want out of Wipeout. But just be warned, don't go gun-ho and turn everything on full, people, as you will experience performance issues. But if you leave all these options at default, the game will run beyond a silky smooth 60 frames a second pretty much 100% of the time. And bearing in mind, guys, this is just the first release of Wipeout for the Dreamcast, so I'm pretty sure there'll be improvements in future releases. And when you put them side by side, the difference between the Dreamcast and the Sega Saturn version of Wipeout is night and day, people. And trust me, I had to play both of these games for this video on the hardest difficulty, and I have to say, trying to play Sega Saturn Wipeout on the hardest difficulty with a frame rate of less than 20 frames a second is one of the hardest things I've had to do in gaming in recent years. With this being the initial release of Wipeout for the Dreamcast, don't expect perfection just quite yet. The game does have a few minor graphical issues which don't affect the gameplay at all, and one other bug that I did come across was occasionally while you're playing, the sound effects completely shut off, leaving you with just that pumping techno, trancy, Euro soundtrack that we all love about Wipeout. And to be fair, that's fine for me because that's usually how I play the game. But I'm sure these glitches will be addressed in future releases of the game. Since making this video in the last few days, an update has dropped for Wipeout on the Dreamcast. This includes the anamorphic widescreen mode, significantly extended draw distance, some Dreamcast custom assets, and bug fixes for both the collision and the sound issues that were present in the version of Wipeout that I played for this video. So that can only mean one thing: I've got to go away, get myself the new copy of Wipeout, try it out, and get back to you guys as soon as humanly possible. I'll drop a link in the description below for anybody that wants to download Wipeout on the Dreamcast and check it out. Thanks for watching, guys, take care, and I'll be back with an update in the next video.